Welcome to the channel. Today we are off to Bee Canyon and San Jacinto Truck Trail in Hemet. As you can see, some other folks had the same idea we did. In any case, off to the trail. The first part of the trail is relatively busy. I think a lot of folks are looky-loo, seeing what's out here, and then deciding to head back. And then of course, the first part of the trail is also filled with a bunch of different shooting areas. So you do see quite a few folks pulled over to the side, targets in hand, and do not be afraid if you hear the sounds of gunfire. There are some decent climbs in here. In some cases they are a bit loose. You could probably do most of these in a two-wheel drive, but it's safer to have four-wheel drive just in case. The trail is pretty busy, so be courteous. In this case, we pulled over to let some side-by-sides past us.
That it or is there one left?
That was the last one. Do you see another?
Nope. Alright.
As it were, it turned into a game of leapfrog as we came across them just a little ways up the hill. Apparently they were waiting for one more in their convoy. So they did pull over the side and let us pass. And of course they are faster than us, so once the fifth member caught up to them, we let them pass again.
All of them.
As I mentioned earlier in the video, we were looking to go from Bee Canyon over to San Jacinto. Unfortunately, the San Jacinto gate was closed. So basically time to turn around.
Closed? Is it closed? Looks like there's a gate and it's a closure.
Can we turn around here?
Just pull back over to this offshoot to the left.
Of course, by this time, the Jeeps we had saw in the staging area down in Hemet had caught up to us, and after some discussions with them, we all decided to kind of head up the Bee Canyon Trail all the way to the top to the 243. So here we just kind of lined up and made sure there were final plans in place. This was actually kind of convenient because I had never been on this particular trail and I hadn't really planned on anything other than exiting out San Jacinto. So following these guys was actually a good thing for us. The upper part of the trail is a little bit more difficult than the bottom half. The bottom half, you basically just had some loose climbs, but nothing really difficult. It was relatively well graded. Up here, you did see a few more ruts and a few more off-camber sections, and a little bit of shelf road, but not too bad. There were a couple small creek crossings, but nothing that I would call difficult or really even a true water crossing.
Your first water crossing.
The vegetation here comes really close to the trail, so you can expect a few pinstripes, but nothing too bad. Most of these were pretty well avoidable. Like I said, the trail is not too challenging, it's not too difficult, but it does require some high clearance and some decent driving, especially if you have a two-wheel drive. Just make sure you're not like the guy on the left here. Here, the Jeep group that we were tagging along with did stop. Not quite sure what the issue. I think they were discussing which trail to go or something along those lines. So I did break out the drone. However, traffic started moving a little faster than I expected. So here's your 5 seconds of drone footage. Incidentally, the black GMC behind my Ranger is my buddy Jeff, and this was his very first off-road trail, his first off-road experience. I think he did enjoy it, and I think he's kind of hooked at this point. He's talking about all sorts of new ads for his truck.
us can fit in this little spot right up here.
And at this point, we're pretty near the end of the trail, near the 243, so we did decide to find a little spot, a little alcove, to pull over, have a little lunch, and so that's just what we did.
Guide you? You got it, perfect. Next to that. Just grabbing some pictures of the high elevation.
No worries. Was just wondering where you were.
And the end of the trail. Again, not terribly difficult. I could do this in my Forester or my truck. But make sure you have high clearance. All-wheel drive or four-wheel drive is very helpful. You could probably do it in a two-wheel drive, but you might have problems on some areas. Thanks for watching.